The In the Den podcast with SIMBA and Spokast is produced locally and independently by Spokast. Intro music provided by Logan Daniel McDonald. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to In the Den podcast, a collaboration with SIMBA and Spokast. Today's episode is one I've been looking forward to for a while. SIMBA's communications lead, Alexis, co-hosted this one with me, and we sat down with Brittany and Millie, the co-founders of Maker and Made, a full-service graphic design firm located here in Spokane, Washington, and proud SIMBA member. And honestly, if you spent any time around Spokane's small business scene, you've probably seen their work, whether you've realized it or not. They are one of those teams that just gets it, not just from a design standpoint, but from a people standpoint. They've helped rebrand Spokast a few years back, and I'm still using that work today, which says a lot about how they think about building brands that actually last. They've also worked with brands like The Light Factory, Indaba Coffee Roasters, The Roast House, and Mac and Jack's Brewing Company, so their fingerprints are all over Spokane and beyond. In this conversation, we get into how they started the business, how they've grown it into a full creative agency, and what really makes them different. We talk about what they're seeing right now in Spokane from a small business standpoint, and how AI and DIY tools are changing the game, and why having a real strategy behind your brand matters more than ever. This was a great, real conversation. It's honest. I went on multiple tangents and probably got a little bit overwhelmed by some of the questions I asked, just because I tend to do that when I interview friends and try to get a little bit, not say deeper, but just a little bit more personal. But it was a great conversation. And if you're building anything in this city right now, this is an episode that there's a lot to take from it. Well, I'm excited for you to dig into this episode. Without further ado, here is Brittany and Millie, the dynamic duo behind Maker and Made. Let's get into it.
Welcome to the podcast. This is
Thank you.
In the Den with Spokast and SIMBA. And today we have the incredible, amazing Millie and Britt from Maker and Made, a local design agency here in Spokane who, how I know, it's a Millie and Britt design is they have really cool aesthetics, very beautiful graphics that just help small businesses. So, yeah. I'm excited to have you guys here.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, stoked to be here.
I can speak directly on that. That produced by Spokast was redone.
Produced by Maker and Made.
Was produced by Maker and Made.
Yes.
When I needed to, when I became a real business, I was like, I need to take my old logo that I designed myself, which was a good logo, but I was like, I need to get a package and all the branding and colors, and Millie and Britt they took it and they made something amazing for me that I still use to this day, and I reuse, and I go
It's
into
been quite a few years now, which is crazy.
It's 2022 is when we did it, but that's 4 years. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. Is it
And
still working for you?
it's still working great for me. I still I have the original file on my desktop, and I know it's _ send to client is the file.
That's it.
It's a folder name.
I have a folder.
That says
Yeah,
that too.
our naming conventions live all across Spokane.
That should be our new tagline. _
Send to client.
Yeah.
But it's been very helpful, and
Yeah.
and I've interviewed you both on Spokast, on another defunct podcast. I think you've been a guest on other podcasts that I've helped produce, and so you're old hats to being on the podcast circuit of Spokane podcasts.
We are.
And but I want to, for those who don't know your story, let's start at the origins. How did you both come together to create Maker and Made?
Yeah, you want to take this one?
Sure. You fill in.
Yeah, I'll fill in.
We like to say all the time, together we're a whole person. So, the chapters I miss, you'll have to.
Yes, I got it.
So to start off, Millie and I are best friends. And we, of course, we both have our own kind of origin story and then coming together. But I feel like Millie and I I started as kind of an interim professor at Eastern, covering for a mutual friend. And I think that's the first time we met.
Yep,
right?
she was my professor for a quarter.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't
isn't
know
that crazy?
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was like, oh my God, I was 20, I think, at the time. So just an absolute baby. And yeah, Brittany walks into our Drawing 100 class. What it was at Eastern Washington University.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought she was really cool. And she was
Yeah.
a real designer out in the world, like already making money, had a whole career. You were at Propaganda at the time, weren't you?
I was, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you made it all the way to partner at Propaganda.
Yeah. So, and then in the middle there somewhere, Millie and I started hanging out more, became best friends, and naturally with us doing the same type of career, just different paths at the time. After hours, she would come into the office and we'd both be working on our own things and just like gabbing as friends do while working. And there was one summer where doing Bazaar with terrain, I needed some help, I believe, with our
The card
greeting
company.
Black Sheep. And Millie was like, duh, I'm your best friend. I'll definitely come in and help you.
We pulled some late nights. Loved it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think from there, just progressed to, hey, someday in some capacity, we need to do something together from the start. And as we were having these conversations, I had asked to become a partner at Propaganda, and took about a year to kind of get there. But both of us were like, well, if this is an opportunity that Brittany should try and go for, like, yes. So yeah, did that. And then decided to go different ways at Propaganda.
And the time was just right. I was freelancing, running my own group of clients, like just by myself, and already had like, a decent book really of like support that we could kind of take with us. And so the timing was just perfect. And Brittany, when she decided to part ways, we were like, okay, it's now or never. Like, she's either going to go get another hot shot job or we're going to open Maker and Made. And so we took a chance and we did it. We never thought we were going to have an agency like we have now. I mean, and especially not as quickly as it happened. But we did it, and we do, and it's really fun.
I think wholeheartedly, you guys, we put together a business plan, our portfolio for our business, et cetera, in 2 weeks. And then the first week of January, I believe, so it was right over a holiday too, we announced, and we're like, okay, we're doing it.
That's awesome. What's so I know there's a SIMBA connection, like when you're starting this business, like so Robin Haynes, who's the executive director, who's couldn't be here today, but how did she help you get started?
So Robin was our lawyer. So she was the attorney that put together our partnership agreement, got all of our like original business licenses like taken care of, and kind of held our hand through the process. Yeah. We knew her because we were building the business at Fellow originally. So Fellow Co-working.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she was working out of Fellow Co-working under her own attorney agency. Do you call? I don't know what it's called. Firm. Her own firm. And so she helped us with all of that start, and then on to write our contracts and help us hire our first employee and get us set up with good vendors. So Robin's been key from the very beginning, and we've just kind of followed along with one another.
Yeah. Yeah. And then also, you guys have also done a lot of stuff for SIMBA. Like, you did our logos, you for Live Local, like you did all the graphics, icons.
Yep, the whole Live Local campaign.
Yep.
We worked with Mariah McKay, the previous executive director, during those times to kind of expand the palette and get some assets created. And then when Robin took over, we were also able to do the full website design, which was really awesome.
That's
and
awesome.
It's so beautiful now. It was a disaster before. Like, let me tell you, it had like lasers and it was crazy.
That's right, the lasers.
It had lasers, but now it's like beautiful, and like they were able to just like do it all for us, make it all beautiful, and then kind of give it to us, and then we kind of maintain it. But they still helped me and are like my safety net.
One of my favorite projects with SIMBA was the Live Local campaign and getting to go down through different communities and get all of these photos and video taken. We produced like all of those. That was really fun. Yeah, definitely a highlight of my
was awe-inspiring, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I use it still, everything.
Yeah, all those photos are great.
Yeah, I use everything. Except for the ones with the masks. I don't do the photos because it was during the pandemic. And so there's like everyone had
Times
masks.
have changed.
So I have to like usually skip around those ones. But yeah. No, yeah. So SIMBA and Maker Made have been like together.
Besties.
Besties.
Yeah.
And you guys are members. And so yeah. Good connection.
So back to your business about what it is. What design agency, creative agency, how do you describe what you do at Maker and Made?
Yeah, we definitely define ourselves as a creative agency at this point. So we do everything except ad placement and advertising sales. And we really focus on brand identities, websites, social media content creation. And most recently, we've expanded into Amazon content creation.
Oh, nice.
We're working for large enterprise clients across the U.S. It's been so fun. We're working with brands like Coleman and Sharpie and Papermate.
Yes.
Elmer's is a really fun one that we're about to debut.
Yeah, just wrapped up with Conair. That was a fun one.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been quite the ride the last year.
How do you get so did clients come to you, or does Amazon have a list of people that they could work with? How does that work?
The Amazon does have a list of people. You have to have 50 clients, stores, in order to apply to be a part of that list. So we haven't made the cut yet.
Oh, okay.
So all of the brands up to this point have been referrals. So they're coming to us, which is actually even crazier.
Yeah. Wow.
That's cool.
Yeah, speaking of how a network really does help, like SIMBA, right? Like getting to know the people, and then you never know a decade later, which is literally what happened with us. Someone who you made a connection with just randomly thinks of you and reaches out. So,
And I will say you are I won't say a different agency, but there's something about you that's very familiar and very just open. And every time I've I don't think I've ever sent you anyone that's actually paid you money. I'm sorry. But everyone that I've sent to you have always come back with Millie and Brett are great, and you guys are just you're both. Whenever I see you out in public, when I run into you at places, you're so. I feel like we're friends. I know we're friends, but I feel like there is a closer connection than that. But
that's so nice to say. Thank you.
But what this is where I wanted to start the podcast, but I was all right, we got to get the story. But what makes your business so much different than another design agency in Spokane?
That's a great question. I mean, as you were talking, really, I was thinking about one of our kind of core values, which is just be real, right? We're all humans bopping around, doing our best. And so that's really at the core of everything that Maker and Made does is we're just showing up, doing our best every day. And we mean it, And I think that the same thing happens when we see people out in public. It's oh, hey, we have a genuine connection. We are just people, I don't know you any better than you know me, but we can both stand here and talk and hang out and just be real with one another. So yeah, I would say that's something that definitely sets us apart is just the way that we think about carrying ourselves and how, we're not any better than anyone else. We don't know any more than anyone else. It's just, kind of showing up and being ourselves.
Yeah, but people want to work for you, which is without naming.
Honestly, that confounds me. Yeah, I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
You guys have the coolest office. I just want to live in your office.
It is a cozy house. You know?
Watch yourself. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, can I just hang out in your office?
Yes,
it's just
we've
so
invited
cool.
you multiple times. You absolutely can.
Yeah,
we meet it every time.
Yeah.
Do you think that there's something is it because it's woman led and that's what draws a lot of people to your agency as to work there? I know that coming from a multiple men owned businesses, there's something about I'm trying to say this carefully without sounding like an idiot, but I imagine as a woman working for a man is there's something I don't know how to explain this, but
it's unrelatable.
It's very unrelatable. And I feel you have a team. Your team has the most amazing women on it, and there's something about you that people are just drawn to wanting to be a part of that. Is there anything you could say to that?
First of all, it's so kind. I don't know. I've been in the we all only know our own experiences, right? And what we can relate to. I can say where I've been previously. There were great moments, where you just relate on different things as on a human level, really. And I think we just happen to be a lot of women in the same room, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it all comes down to relating to someone. And even if you don't relate with them in the moment on what it is, like having that space to be open to what they potentially are going through that day. I know that sounds very like feely, but it is
though.
sincere.
It is feely.
You know, like Millie mentioned, you know, we're just showing up, doing our best every day and hoping that everyone else in the room is doing the same. But your level of best from today or an hour from now might be different than, you know, previously.
Definitely.
So,
Well, and I think a little bit of that reputation has been in our partnership with local universities. We've remained really close. Brittany and I both have taught at Eastern Washington University and are close friends with the faculty there.
Yeah.
And so I think that, you know, having those relationships keeps us really tight and close to the youth in the community that are going through design programs.
Yeah.
And keeps kind of our name in their mouth as they're kind of thinking through internships and next steps and kind of moving forward. So yeah, that's definitely helpful.
Yeah.
yeah.
I will say, like, I even applied to work there once. I sent it.
We interviewed you.
Is there tea?
I think this is
No tea.
No, there was no tea. It was around when I left the old place that I worked at.
Yeah.
Not the wood shop, but the other podcasting studio. And I was just kind of lost. And you guys were looking for a I don't even know what I applied for. I think it was like social media management and help it there. And I like made a video and I put together and I was like, I want to work here. So I think it's just like, it speaks volumes to who you are as a business and as people that like so many people just want to go be a part of it. And I hear your business name everywhere. And I don't know how many times I've been on this podcast where I found out that you designed a logo for them and then I get to tell my story about how you designed mine. And so like, it always just kind of comes back to, you know, if you're thinking about good branding and if you're thinking about good branding in Spokane, like the first word that comes out of my mouth is maker and made.
Yeah.
So kind.
Yeah, and
Thank
I
you.
think like just from someone who's worked with you guys, like I think you guys are just so like if I didn't know you guys, I'd be so intimidated. I'd be like, dang, they're so talented, they're so successful, they're so cool. But then when I'm like with you guys are so genuine, you're very kind. Like you just meet people where they're at, I feel like, and I think also you guys just have such fresh designs. You guys are doing like cool stuff. Like all of the content I see, because I'm like consume so much content and I consume a lot of like local Spokane businesses and sometimes they're you guys and I'm like, I could tell because you guys are always on like the trend. You guys are always just so fresh and I think
our
also,
team does such a good job with keeping us on trend.
Yeah. No, I can't hype you guys up enough.
Well, thanks guys.
Thank you.
So how big is your team now? Like,
We're 7 right now.
wow. And has that ebbed and flow over the years a lot, or is that you've been right around 7?
Yeah, we've been right around 6 or 7. Most recently, we hired a couple of additional people, one a contractor and one a full-time position for a contract that we got because we needed help. It was like over a short span of time, so we hired them. And then unfortunately had to let them go, which is that's like the worst part of business ownership that I feel like not enough people talk about.
Yeah. And working with larger projects in general.
Yeah.
So what was the inspiration behind Maker and Made, the name? I'm always curious.
Oh, you don't know the story?
No, I don't know.
It's much more simple than
It is?
We were in a bar.
Okay.
We were getting lit, hanging out, just two friends in a bar. And Brittany and I both had Instagrams, obviously.
Yeah.
Her Instagram was Brittany Made This. Mine was Millicent Maker.
Oh, cute. Yeah.
And we were brainstorming, like, what are we going to call this new business?
Yeah.
And I can't remember which one of us had the idea, but we're just sitting there and all of a sudden.
I spit out Made and Maker, like, you know, being a little bit tipsy. A lot of it tipsy, let's be honest. And we were writing it down on a napkin. And then Millie looks at me and she's like, well, that just sounds like we're a cleaning company. It's funny.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit, you're totally right. Sorry, I don't know if I can say that. And then you were like, what about Maker and Made though? And it just sounded better.
Legit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we bought the domain in the bar.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yep.
And it was
that's so funny.
whipped out our computer and called it a day.
Yeah.
And I don't think we looked back after that once we
didn't.
had it all figured out.
I just like how it flows, like, and then
Yeah.
the plus sign,
Doesn't it?
Like, it just looks good.
Thanks. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
It just
no
worked.
regrets.
Yeah.
Definitely. We were like, we'll sell things that we already have that's made. We'll make new things. I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah. No, it works.
We have a
It's very
dream of
simple.
splitting our website in two for like the maker side and the made side and doing like different products and things, but we'll see how that shakes.
How do they separate now? Like, is it one like
They don't. It's just one site.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
How have your roles changed since like the beginning? Like, I know you're both designers and graphic designers and artists, and I know being a business owner, like you probably have had to let go of some of that design work. How has that shifted a lot?
Yeah, I think at the beginning, Millie and I were both used to doing all of the things, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like 50-50 split. I mean, we both
Yeah.
wrote emails. We both did
Totally.
accounting.
So we were both kind of holding these 100% heads, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And like sharing amongst each other and not really figuring out as a company what our style was versus independently. And, you know, like I said, it took 2 weeks to put together and launch.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't change any of it. I think it worked out perfectly. But yeah, I think we just at one point we're like, okay, we have this like a charcuterie board, right? Like of everything. And there's no way for us both to maintain at 100% and have this company feel like we want it to.
Yeah.
So how do we start splitting? And I think both of us from the start, and correct me if I'm wrong, Millie, or if you have a different idea or memory. But I think at the start it was kind of like, okay, what do we both love doing the most? And
That's definitely the conversation.
That's where we should start kind of splitting the path.
Yeah.
So we can each be, you know, rather than wearing all of the hats, both of us, we can each be like, okay, when we have employees, when we have clients come in to talk with us, one of us can feel really like an expert about what we're working on. So,
Yeah. Yeah. So that's when we started splitting. Brittany became more of the designer, I would say, and taking the lead on our larger projects like brands and website. And I became more of the front of the house, if you could call it that.
Yeah.
You could kind of managing clients, doing a lot of the smaller hourly work that was coming through. And that's just when it was just the two of us, you know. And then we brought on Serena was our first hire, and she actually still works for us. That's
awesome.
a crazy story. But we brought on Serena to do all of our website design and development. And that's really where I think the split happened, even more like on a bigger scale. That's when Brittany got to step more into the creative direction role, had an employee to mentor, and then I became really more of like that account executive role at Maker and Made.
Yeah. Would you say like where did business development come in? Like who was leading that?
We always split that.
You always split that
Yeah.
still.
And we still always split it. Now Jasmine is on the leadership team. So she's coming in and we're a little triple power action.
Nice.
And we've been so much more productive on the biz dev since she started.
yeah, she's been a dream.
Have you always, is that like a that you
We held for her for a few years, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
We were like, someday.
And that's actually a good point is, you know, the last thing that Brittany and I had been sharing 50-50 was project management.
Okay.
And that up until January. So that was something that was definitely a deficiency of our business. We knew that we needed
Yeah.
a project manager. We don't know how we managed without a project
No
manager
idea.
for 5 years.
Yeah.
60-hour work weeks, that's the answer.
Yeah, that is the answer. Anyway, and so having Jasmine on the team has been critical to our success in this last few months.
That's awesome. I like when I worked at the wood shop, the agency I used to work for. I feel like we didn't have a project manager.
Yeah.
And then I went back there last year and we had a project manager and I was like, oh, so this is how an agency is supposed to
run. Yeah, exactly.
It's like it's so nice to like not have to like like Tony, who is the owner there, like not have to like reach out to him and be like, because like I feel like I don't want to bother the owner about because he's doing other bigger projects and like to actually have someone that's like that's their job. It makes so much sense for like an agency to have.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Game changing for sure.
Is that your first project manager?
That's our first project
Wow.
manager.
Yeah.
So yeah, previous to that, we were splitting it, doing our best,
Yeah.
still managing on the creative direction side, and then the account management side on my side. So
Yeah. Definitely, like you said, game changer. I think one birthday breakfast meeting we had, like just a brunch as friends, randomly we're like, would you ever maybe wanna? Didn't even have to finish the sentence, and it was, you guys just tell me when, one of those conversations.
That's awesome.
And of course, with brunch, there's a few drinks involved, and we thought we were just dreaming, and every year we could just get together and be like, so you still thinking about it? Anyway, so yeah, just happened to timing. Like, timing is everything. It has been for our business. In a crazy, weird, woo-woo universe way.
Yeah.
But
I feel like if you speak something into existence and then you like kind of make it, you put it out there, like it, you either find a way for it to happen and it just happens. I feel like I've learned that a lot over the last 2 years. Like if I say I want to start building my business more, or I want to start doing something to get my name out there more, and I start doing those things to actually make it work, it actually happens. And then when I get into these depressive states where I'm I don't want to do anything, then that's the universe tells me well, I'm not going to give you anybody.
Okay, rest.
Yeah, exactly.
Rest, Brennan.
I mean, you're absolutely right. You just have to have that positive mentality, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As shifting into building brands in Spokane, you've helped so many big brands create logos, create websites, create all the things that go into building that. Where I'm going with this is how has that changed over the time you've been since you started Maker and Made?
Oh man, it always ebbs and flows, right? There's feast, there's famine. Right now, I would say we're in a bit of a dip in the local market as far as what people are searching
work
for.
Opportunities in general.
Yeah, work opportunities in general. Small businesses have stopped investing as much into their marketing because of AI and other platforms kind of stepping in and being able to meet that little gap that's there, you know?
Yeah.
So we've kind of moved into a new tier of, I would say, business service, where we're maybe a little bit more out of reach than someone that's just starting.
Yeah.
And so that's been really interesting to navigate all together.
Yeah.
Of how can we elevate our experience and services to our clients? How do we make sure, that the level of service still remains impeccable?
Right.
And we can meet, everyone's budget restrictions right now.
Yeah. I would say, just the current political economic climate as well is definitely making an impact on that. But I will say too that Millie and I, something that hasn't changed in my opinion, is our approach on, meeting the needs and needing to understand the business and making sure that we're working for, making sure that our client is as passionate about what they're doing as they expect us to be, has been
that's
really
key.
important for us.
Yeah. Do you is that the shift you're seeing all over Spokane? Is this I haven't really, I don't get out as much as I used to, and I don't really know how. I feel like the climate, the current local business climate is kind of down, and which is sad. But at the same time, it's nice to see business like yours succeed because you've pivoted and you've adapted because of what is going in our market. Do you think what is the climate like right now in Spokane?
I think businesses are looking to do more for a lot less.
Yeah.
And so people are getting really scrappy, whether they're taking on their own social media content per se, right? And they're cutting out that budget of hiring an agency to do that content, and they're just kind of taking it on themselves, or they know someone or their friends doing it, or, whatever. I think the tools available now give them an opportunity that if you have a certain amount of expertise and knowledge, you can do it now. Joe Schmo still isn't going to be doing agency level quality work.
Right.
But someone with a baseline aesthetic and a smart enough brain can now reach that level. So we've had to decide, how are we going to elevate our services to make sure that we're meeting that kind of next tier of professional agency experience.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
Yeah, I think a lot of especially with social media is I'm always telling people you can do stuff on your own. You're just gonna get a different quality, and sometimes people do, and I think that also makes people small businesses stand out a little bit more when their face is in front of the camera, and it depends on how big and how small they are. But
it also goes to show, the people that are spending the money on agencies like ours are standing out that much more these days.
Yeah.
And so that's really what we're seeing is the accounts that we're still running are, 2, 3, 4, 5xing their analytics because it's all created and crafted one-to-one each month and it's done strategically.
Right.
Versus someone just throwing something out.
Yeah, I do that sometimes.
Totally.
No, that's totally fair.
Just have to throw it out and see what happens.
Right. I'm
Yeah.
just going to say, it's been proven in the last few years, if not like 5 or 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like short game marketing is a lot more attainable, like we've been saying, with the tools that are available. But also like there's something to say about a short game or a shorter campaign or an immediacy, excuse me, that's not only expected now, but that works in the short term.
Yeah.
Somewhere that I think, hopefully we have our fingers crossed this way. Anyway, but long term and thinking at campaigns at large, like what does the full year look like versus this thing that you're trying to accomplish in 2 weeks?
Yeah.
How do you get these customers while still maintaining the ones who are already loyal to you? Hopefully anyway.
Yeah.
Our agency will always be
And
able
those
to
are the
provide
types
that
of
long
clients
game.
that we're looking for.
Yeah.
Are the ones that are thinking long game versus short term.
Right. Do you do like short-term stuff for clients? Like, do you?
We do, but only for long-term clients.
Oh,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah. So we have, retainers that we're doing where we're responsible for their monthly marketing,
Okay.
like across channels. So we're doing their social media, we're doing email, we're doing landing pages and like everything that's leading up into that short-term campaign every single month. But we've planned the entire year with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, we're talking advertising in that regard, right?
Right.
There's always those clients who hopefully will just stay on forever, right? And be around forever. But they may need new updated packaging or a refresh on a brand that we've created years ago.
Right.
And then those also come in.
Do you think that's like when you see a small business who is like, you could tell they're doing everything DIY, they're like creating these marketing funnels that they aren't calling marketing funnels. And you're like, well, what's your other plan? Like for capturing these people, like, I would find that's like my biggest downfall is like, I know how to capture people. My biggest thing is
But
like,
then
how do I keep them engaged?
Yeah.
Is that
That's
what you're
what
seeing?
we specialize in.
Yeah.
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 Well, and it's also like it's so time consuming, like just
It
like
is.
sitting down, like what am I going to post this week, let alone the year? Like,
Yeah.
no, it's like totally valuable what you guys are doing. I love it when I see you guys out in Indaba. Like,
Yeah.
I got
Love
free
working
food out of
there.
you guys one time.
Oh, yeah, you did. You caught us at a
some
photo shoot
toast.
day.
They're like, do you want this toast? I was like, yeah,
Amazing.
I'll take this toast.
That's amazing.
But yeah, also I was gonna add like I don't know, just social media platforms are all like different and like they aren't really supporting a lot of small creators and like knowing how to navigate what works, what doesn't work, where not to waste your time. Like don't waste your time on certain platforms that aren't your clientele isn't going to be there. Stuff like you guys taught me a lot about that too. Like I went to one of your guys'
Workshops?
Vested,
Yeah.
and I still like always think about all that stuff you guys told me about. But yeah. Just those things of like figuring it out, and you guys are just doing all that, and that's super helpful.
Constantly figuring it out. We
Yeah.
always say like
Yeah.
the second you think you know even 80% of something, try 20. Like you're,
Yeah.
like kind of check yourself and really
It's always
think just
changing. Yeah.
Constantly.
But also like your own perspective is never everyone's perspective.
Yep.
Right.
That's one thing else you guys told me about.
Yeah.
What point do like business owners need to like hire a full creative team? Like, is there like a point where like you can like pinpoint like, well, I know it's different for every business, but like,
Yeah, it definitely is.
like I know I mean I can't afford it, but like it would be the first thing I would do would be like, how can I socially get people into Spokast through a great social marketing plan? Like, but where do you like say like, this is when you need to start hiring people?
Do you have any
Just kidding.
thoughts?
I just wanted to copy you. Just best friends with microphones. Like you mentioned, it's different for every business.
Yeah.
I would say a really big one for a business they've started and like yours, you've established yourself in the local community. I think at a turning point, I should say, and where hiring someone like us would be helpful, would be perhaps you start getting people coming to you word of mouth wise that are outside of the local area. So now that you have Spokast and it's solid here, maybe it's starting to spider beyond that. But as the spider web goes, right, like you can't get from one end to the other without going all the way around.
Yeah.
How do we help you get from one end to the other in the shortest way possible? How do we reach the right people outside of this market? And what do those quote unquote right people for you? What do they look like? Where are they hanging out digitally, physically? What are they looking for?
Yeah.
I think another, and it's unfortunate because oftentimes when someone needs to hire an agency, it's already a little bit too late because the budget is waning and it's not there. But it's truly before the point that happens of frustration where the business owner feels like what they're doing isn't making a difference. They feel like the market's oversaturated. They feel like, they're not being able to make that push or pull difference on their Instagram or social media. And it's a matter of us coming in and asking, how do we differentiate them?
Yeah.
And so really like making sure that all of those sales points are in, they have their funnels done, like all of the automations are in place.
Yeah.
And then how can we work, like Brittany's saying, to get those new customers and clients kind of funneled in towards them.
Yeah.
But that all is based on foundation. So it's like, what does their brand look like? What does their website look like? Or is the traffic that we're actually capturing going to like what they land on?
Yeah.
And that's really like where the budget side comes in.
Maybe
Yeah.
the messaging is still great and it always should be. That should remain the same, right? But like, how does the voice need to change to what it should be now to capture that different audience?
Yeah, I think that's I see what a lot of local people are doing is like how it becomes very confusing. I would say I'm a very confusing like business because like am I a podcast or am I a podcast producer or what is Spokast? I know it comes up so much with like when I talk to people, and then I'm like, well, I don't have a really good website. My website's fine, but it's also there telling people that I'm a podcast and in a studio. And then I've even asked you for your advice before, like, should I be Spokast Podcast or should I be Spokast.co? And I'm like, because I'm always confused, and I think like bringing in experts to like help you really define that is so important and can really help you 10x your business when you bring on the right partners to like really help grow your business. I think like sometimes people think like, oh, that's too much money, but like if what's coming back is 10x or 5x or 4x, even 2x,
even 2x, crazy.
Yeah. If I could 2x my business right now, I would need someone like you. And it is like, it's funny how many people just want to do it by themselves because they find that marketing or is not that important.
Yeah. Or they just have trust issues. That's
Yeah.
really the biggest thing that we
is a
kind of
big
come
one.
across. Is just businesses that don't trust someone else to be able to come in and see things from their perspective.
Right.
And I think that truly is what we're great at, is putting ourselves in someone else's shoes. Because honestly, it's not really about the business owner. We're talking about their customers. We want to talk about their clients. Who are they? What do they want? And like putting yourselves in the shoes of those people is really how you're going to find success in marketing.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, chances are if you're a business owner and you're feeling this is like one of those womp womp things to say. But, if you're a business owner and you're feeling for a while, it's not just an in the moment situation that you're a little like stagnant in the business, the chances of your marketing material and the people who are following you, even if they're loyal, they're probably seeing and also feeling those same feelings.
Yeah. Well, that's a great transition to SIMBA because I feel like the couple of experiences I've had with like going into like the Christmas party and just meeting other business owners is just like there are so many other people like me, and there are people that want to like help that I can get advice from, and I would love to know like what is your SIMBA connection? I know we talked about Robin, like when did you decide to become a member?
We decided to become a member alongside doing the website.
Okay.
Because we understood that there was so many business services that we could get help with. We've asked Robin to review contracts for us. We've asked for, just advice throughout the years. And so having access to that kind of service was always great, and like being able to continue with her advice. And then most recently, we were a part of the grant program.
Yeah.
So we've kind of stayed connected because of the benefits that we've gotten throughout the years. Alexis was actually able to help us get a grant for $20,000, which is great.
Yeah.
I think it was originally for $10,000. You pay that you pay that portion back. It helps you build your business credit.
Oh, wow.
And then once you make 12 consecutive payments, they grant you with an additional $20,000.
Yeah.
So it's super great program. All of the bankers thought we were crazy when we were setting it up.
Yeah,
Well,
it
and
was like
sorry,
oh
go
no,
ahead.
it's like it's a loan. So they do it for 12 months. They pay it back. They get that loan, and then at the end they match the loan, even interest, because they even
Yeah, we
matched
got our
your
interest back and got
Yeah.
almost $2,000 of interest on top of it.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
and it was really for small businesses who don't normally have access to lending. So
Right.
it's low credit, minority-owned businesses, stuff like that. And so it was funded through SBR. It's called the SBRN loan, or this the SBRL loan ran by SBRN, which SIMBA is a SBRN partner, and so we were able to kind of help some small businesses that we normally work with, and all they had to do was just be one of our like clients and work with us and apply and read my emails.
Yeah, they're important.
I would say too, it was really great outside perspective to, as a small business, like get into the practice of if you are getting a loan or whatnot, right? Like you're making those monthly payments, you're getting used to how you can interact with a bank outside of your regular everyday, which I was just going to tie into the fact that SIMBA, a really great reason why we wanted to be a member as well, is we saw this symbiotic relationship that we could have with other local businesses
Yeah.
beyond, what we even expected knowing about SIMBA at the beginning.
Yeah. And it was it was a new thing, a new trial that they were doing, and it also, like you said, it builds a relation. It's supposed to build a relationship with that credit union who was doing it, which was Canopy and your guys' instinct.
They've been incredible.
That's I feel like that is a great example of like how SIMBA can help business. I need to open my emails apparently.
Yeah, it might not happen again. Sorry, guys. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Other opportunities that you
we
provide.
have a lot of good opportunities, and we try, and even if it's something that we're grants that we're not doing or in charge of, we are always giving out grant information in our newsletter every month.
I think I just saw one.
Yeah. Like, and all of our newsletters live on our website, which Baker and May created. But we're always trying to find things that will help, because I mean, at the end of the day, like, I love helping small businesses with a lot of different things, but at the end of the day, it's like money, capital is important.
Yeah.
I guess I shouldn't joke that I don't open your emails, because I do open your emails. I just don't apply for grants or anything like that, because I just feel like I'm not either worthy enough or I'm not like ready for that. But like,
the money is there.
Maybe.
Yeah, what's that?
Maybe not the right. They're all very. I was gonna say right.
They are
fit for what
competitive.
they're.
Yeah, no, I think it's just I'm maybe a little lazy, but I'm also like, I am like, it is that like mentality that I'm just like, I don't need it, or I don't feel like I should do. Like, what would you say to a business that thinks that?
Well, it's hard, because like there is not a ton of grants for profit businesses right now. Like, there's not like, but when they do come along, like, you should take advantage of them. Like, they are there to help you, and not all. And sometimes you don't fit the criteria, and sometimes it isn't a good fit. But look into it and just still apply, or at least try, or reach out to us and we can help. Like,
We've gotten so many random, like, small bits of money throughout the years just based on, honestly, I think SIMBA's newsletters. There's a couple of other organizations that you can have newsletters to that give grant information, like the Small Business Administration, and so, like, the Women Business Association.
Yeah, we do like grant searches. We just have that as a service we just added on to SIMBA. If you're a member, you get free grant searches, and you are a member, and you're probably not using any of them.
No, I'm not.
But like, and I think you are doing something like different in Spokane, like with your podcast. Like, I think this is something that it could
Wait, before we started, I was like, you were like, who else is doing this in Spokane? I'm
I don't know.
And I was just like, I don't think
anyone else is.
Yeah.
Then that's why I get a lot of people reaching out about using the studio, but then like, I feel like everyone just gets through their cracks, either because I'm too slow to respond, and I shouldn't say I'm too slow, but like, I just feel like is a lapse of like being able to get people to become clients, because either, and I know it's not cost, it has to be other reasons, or maybe people just, I think what happens is they will think they need to start a podcast, and then they were like, I don't actually know if I need this, and maybe I give them a little bit too much. Like, this is a great marketing funnel for you. Like, this is a great way to get more people eyes on your podcast, get content for your social channels, and then they think about that, and they're like, well, then I got to manage it, and then I got to do all this stuff, and I'm like, and that's stuff I could help people with, and I have helped with a couple podcasts, but I think eventually people just become overwhelmed with the thought of even adding a podcast to like their schedule. Like I know I've talked to you about starting a podcast, and it's like,
listen.
and it's one of those things that like, it's a great idea in theory, but then like being able to like, to do all the pieces of it is just
the
like,
logistics are overwhelming.
Overwhelming, yeah.
And all the equipment and like
Well, you handle all of that.
Yeah, that's why I'm here.
Yeah,
Totally.
that's why you have such a good like service, is that you can do all this and people can just show up. Like I just showed up today, and
That's the point. I should ask, like, what else have you've done with SIMBA over the years? Like, you've gotten grants, you've helped design a website, and did you do the logo? The logo?
The logo existed previously.
Okay.
We were able to help like just expand the assets.
Right.
yeah, they
okay.
gave me some different colors.
They had just this.
Yes.
Okay.
So just the lockup, and so we expanded things, pulled the butterfly out, gave a couple different size variations,
Gotcha.
made sure that they had enough stuff.
Different combos.
Yeah.
Color, like you mentioned, typography.
Yeah. Yeah, and they've done like really good photos for us. Like I still use all of it, all those. And then you did the Live Local INW.
Yep, Live Local campaign. Yep,
Yeah.
and logo.
Oh, okay.
I think we
That
did
was such a cool campaign. Like,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the Marmot Awards. Did that
were-
ever go
oh, yeah.
that was
anywhere?
such a fun little.
That was before my time, but
Oh,
yeah.
that was fun.
Yeah.
We have the cutest little Marmot illustration.
Yeah.
oh man, we need to bring the Marmot Awards back.
Should we?
Yes.
We should.
Okay.
I vote yes.
Let us, yeah.
Look, we need an award to compete with freaking Best of.
Yeah. Yep.
How
As
many
I'm staring-
local awards can
As
we
I'm
have?
staring at a best of on your wall.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the Inlander.
I didn't buy that one.
You got that one for free?
I got that one for free. I got that one for
Wow.
free. Is the other two that I bought.
job.
That's a big deal getting those for free.
Yeah,
It is.
I think it was just because it was like the first time a local podcast even existed. And so me, Andrea, and our original co-host, like Nate, just like went to town on like telling people to vote for us.
Heck yeah.
Sometimes it's as easy as it is, but now you can just buy space right next to where you're voting, and you just,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, the year I did that, I was just like, yeah, I kind of cheated, but it was also a great way for people to learn about
Yeah.
Spokast as a podcast.
Yeah,
Which is
absolutely.
also where the confusion starts. Let's talk about your team and like your in Spokane and doing things with your team in Spokane.
Yeah. What do you want to know?
I want to know where, like, when you need to get out of like your space and like just take your team somewhere. Where do you, like, because you work in the Wonder Building.
Yep.
And so there's a lot there, but then like, but I've seen you walking around with your team. I think I've ran across you guys. I'm sorry for
In the
saying
wild.
guys all the time,
Oh my
by
gosh,
the way.
you're fine.
We do.
know what you mean.
Yeah.
You're good.
But like, yeah, where do you go? Where you take your
We
team?
are notorious for taking walks.
Yeah.
That we get out of the office probably like 3 or 4 times a day.
Nice.
And just go downstairs and walk outside. We call them block walks.
Yeah.
We have usually our little cheerleader, Poppy, who's a 12-pound Maltipoo with us. And so we'll just take walks. We always like to go. We go to like Jupiter's Cafe. Is that what?
Jupiter's Eye. is
Jupiter's
what I'm
Eye,
thinking.
there we go.
Maybe I got that wrong. I feel
Yeah,
like
walk
it
to
is.
Indaba, down to the park.
Nice.
But mostly we just do a quick lap back and forth
Nice.
on the fresh air.
Do you ever
I
go
like to
do
say-
like laser tag? Do you like hop over to
Team building. Team buildings. We do something called hot dog hangouts,
Yeah.
where we all get together in someone's backyard. Different person hosts each time, and we just do like a barbecue cookout with
Cute.
everybody, friends and family.
That's awesome.
This month, though, we're actually gonna Hogwash is hosting us downstairs.
Nice.
And we'll do a big team dinner. But that's always been kind of our go-to, is like a team dinner, where everyone gets to invite their significant others, bring the kids, everybody comes out, and we just share a meal together.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is that a monthly thing, or is that
One
like?
big
We
meal a
wish.
Oh,
year,
Yeah.
One hot dog hangout a year. Is
Oh,
what
okay.
We always say like, oh man, we want to do this more. It's just with everyone's lives.
Schedules, yeah.
Outside of work, which we always are like
Yeah.
holding up on a pedestal, you know?
How many people are in person? Is like
All of us.
everyone's in
Yeah,
person.
all of us
oh
are in
wow,
person.
that's
Yeah.
awesome. You don't really find that a lot anymore in the agency world. I feel like
Yeah, we've had remote workers.
Yeah.
They just kind of naturally progressed to our team being all in person. Definitely, like intentionally at this point.
Yeah.
We just work so well together. We're not in the office all 5 days a week. We usually Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday that we're in the office. And then Thursday and Friday, a lot of us work from home. So we do a little bit of a hybrid model.
Yeah. And
I love that.
when we did have remote friends, as we call them, or coworkers, they started in person.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
if that, yeah.
How does that make you different? Like having people, like having that in person, like how
Yeah.
important is that to your business?
I would say on the design side anyway, with the creative team, extremely important, especially when we're dealing with tangible things. So packaging, anything we need to collab on in person, at least for 50% of the project, I would say is very, very important.
Yeah.
We're really big on, riffing off of each other on visual design, specifically with branding.
Yeah.
And like I said, packaging. So those two things specifically, I'd say,
Yeah. Huge.
yeah, huge in person.
A lot easier to get someone to come over to your computer to look at something than like
Yeah.
Zoom. I mean, I guess it is kind of easy, but like it's also not. It's so impersonal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
think-
I mean, we're huge on collaboration. It's
Yeah.
just so much more fun when we all get to play a hand in a project, like from me turning around and telling the team like, oh my God, I just got a really cool email and like reading it out loud to everyone, to the production of like the proofs that Brittany's talking about for packaging, of like printing it off the printer, hand cutting it out, taping it
Yeah.
together.
How
like,
do we interact with it?
yeah, I think it makes our work stronger for all of us being in person.
Yeah. I also think, I don't know, I'm going to talk shit about myself a little bit, but, I'm such a perfectionist and on my expectations of our employees, and thank God they still love me at the end of the day. But, that anchor point, I think that one little spot just needs to go 2 clicks to the left, and, they appease me by doing it. And we figure those things out together and poke fun at each other and have a good time. And I think part of why, I don't want to speak for everybody, so I'll just say myself, I'm totally projecting. Part of the reason why I'm still with Millie at Maker and Made is because we have fun together in person, and
Yeah.
I think without that, I would be a little dead soul inside.
It's nice to be a part of a team and being at going to a place where I don't here is great because I see people and I have there's another person in this side over here that's like just a friend and is a client also, so I get to communicate with people. But like if I was working by myself, or I do work by myself mostly, but like if I was just like never experiencing any interaction with anyone, I would go crazy.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Yeah.
good that you have like podcasts and you just talk it all out on there.
That really is the difference, isn't it? Like I get to
Well, and like our business is interesting because we experienced that during COVID too,
Yeah.
right? Of like working remotely and like what it took to be a fully remote team. And so the business practices are in place to where we could
Yeah.
work remotely. But it's a conscious decision that we're all kind of coming together at least 3 days a week to like put these ideas to place.
Yeah. It's a good balance.
It is,
Yeah. You guys have the office and then at home. Like that's good, perfect balance. Yeah.
Do you have any around Spokane questions that you'd like to ask?
Oh, Spokane questions. Like, do we?
I mean, I was going to ask, like, celebrating a win. Like, do you do anything to celebrate a win? Like, or like a project launch or like getting a client? Like, is there something that you do in particular? Like, do you just go buy a bottle of champagne and just pop
We
it?
need to be better about this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really, we just share high fives in
big
the
ones,
office. Yeah.
I would say, I don't know, Millie, I'm waiting for you to make fun of me for this. I try to celebrate. I try to cheers Millie, like, I'm not even kidding, like at least 5 times a day. Like I go up to
She
her,
does. She's
I'm
relentless.
like, cheers, this happened.
That's
Like
awesome.
cheers, that happened. It's probably annoying. But like celebrating all the little stuff, I think our team is very good at. It's the big stuff almost that
Yeah,
I
that
think
we're like
we miss.
sprinting into.
We're almost into
and
the next thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any like fun spots around Spokane that you like to make content like around? That isn't maybe like you're the client.
Yeah. Nothing comes to mind. I'm trying to think. We really love going to dinner at Wooden City.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
our favorite like celebration spot.
Yeah, or hogwash.
Hogwash, drinks, always
just
the
downstairs.
best. I know
We
it's
definitely like to
downstairs.
call
We
it
try not to go
Hogwarts.
there too much.
Yeah.
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 I've been heading there a lot more recently. and it's like so packed, but it's so good. There's a reason why it's so packed all the time.
And the winery downstairs is great too.
Right.
And
Mary Hill. Okay, we do have a few places.
Yeah.
Millie and I, especially in the summer, every Wednesday we try to talk a little business, talk a little friendship.
Is
at
it
Mary Hill on Wednesdays?
Is it hard to balance your friendship and business partnership?
I think we've got it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's been 6 years now.
Yeah.
And it's been 7 years now.
Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
I know. Anyway.
That's crazy.
2019 doesn't seem like 7 years ago.
We're old.
Yeah.
That's wild. So do you guys do you guys like clock off? Like when you're clocked off, you guys don't talk about work and you guys just talk about friendship?
I think we just let it ebb and flow.
Yeah?
'Cause
Yeah.
it feels so natural, you know?
Yeah.
No hard lines.
I
That's
never
good.
want to turn off any brain faucet that either of us has.
Early years, though, we used to do this thing where if we had to talk about something hard that was business related, we would look at each other and be like, okay, business hat.
Yeah.
And we'd put our hat on so that the other person knew that we weren't speaking from emotion. We were speaking from a business perspective.
Yeah.
And that helped take the fear out of some of those first hard conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, I always I'll go hang out with my friends and I'm like, oh, we should start a business together and let's do this. And it sounds so fun. And like, I would totally want to do that. But after a while, you do have to remember, oh, we're friends, but we're also business partners.
Yeah.
But it'd be so fun.
It takes the right personalities for sure. I think what's good about Brittany and I is we've always shared the same values at our core. And so that's been kind of what keeps it together is at the end of the day, even if we fuck up or I do something that she maybe doesn't love or vice versa, we can come back knowing they didn't mean it. You know what I mean? We at the same, core person of who we are, mean the same. And
right. And always holding on to, no matter what, I would love Millie to grow as a person in her career, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, there's so many things on the I love everything about Millie list. But one of them is her personal growth and how she's always looking, into that. And,
same though.
And I never want to squash it. And keeping that in the back of my mind constantly of maybe we both want to do something or we both think that we have the right answer, and then just always being open to they probably are both right answers.
Right.
But, where can I refocus on what I can have control over almost, and really thrive there so that Millie can really take over how she wants to. And when she's ready to talk about or bring me into the picture, then she knows I'm there.
Yeah.
And the other way around, it feels good in that way.
Yeah.
That's just great relationship advice. I need to use that with my wife.
Yeah, it is. We always say it's like being married. Honestly, and it is true. It's like being married to someone.
It's a partnership.
Definitely a partnership.
It's important. That's funny.
The friendship rings,
Yeah, we got them.
That's
Cute.
awesome.
I love that.
What's your favorite big Spokane event?
What's yours?
Oh, man.
I love Pig
Honestly-
Out in the Park.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that is a really good one. I am, people who know me know this, I'm a bit of a recluse. I really enjoy spending time at home and working on home type of things. But it used to be, I just haven't been in the last few years, and I'm honestly not sure why, probably just timing. It used to be terrain.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That would be mine,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
It's
Terrain's
busy
another
now.
great one.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's. I mean, go Thursday, obviously.
Yeah, Thursday, yeah.
But Friday's just been. It's packed in there, and it gets overwhelming.
Yeah.
And I'm sure
Yeah.
for you, as it is for all of us sitting here, that event is very fun. The problem is you just run into
Everyone.
everyone,
Yeah.
and it becomes just a big. I wouldn't
you're
say
hiding.
it's not supposed. I'm not saying it's a bad networking event.
Right,
It's just
right.
I want to just go and look at stuff,
Overwhelming
is a
and
great
then
word.
I'm
There's 500
oh.
squirrel situations.
Yeah, there's so many
Yeah.
people to talk
Yeah.
to. Let's talk
Yeah.
to this person. Let's talk to that person. And
Yeah.
and I mean, I think that's why I didn't go this year because I was just it gave me anxiety thinking about
Yeah.
talking to
Yeah.
100 people.
Yep.
Right.
So-
I'm more of a 4 people on a walk that are my best friends.
Yeah.
type of
Yeah.
person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it is as I get older, it is one thing I used to love about what I do is I love being able to go and I feel like we ran into each other at.
The Chameleon.
The Chameleon,
Oh, yeah,
we were
yeah.
seeing. My friends were performing, but you were actually there to see the headliner. I
Yeah.
forget who was that,
I don't remember.
Oh, it's slipping my mind right now.
but
But, it was a great
from
show.
They were from California, and there was,
Yeah.
but I just, yeah, it is something about it. It's just anxiety inducing. Is there anything you how do you center yourself after, what do you do to kind of get rid of that anxiety? Is it just like going home and just like watching a movie or TV show or like, and I know you're both creative. So like, what are you doing creatively to kind of help like itch that scratch?
I'm laughing because I don't know that this is everyone's answer, and I feel like it's giving me anxiety even telling you the answer. It's a lot about me as a person. I have a lot of before anxiety, during anxiety, and after anxiety, and they all have their own like
flavor.
Yes, yeah. But the lead up to, I try not to even think about that I have a plan.
Yeah.
This is a great example. It's not that I forgot we were doing this, but Millie yesterday was like, hey, don't forget we have the podcast tomorrow. And I was like, oh, shoot, that's tomorrow. Okay. Like, what do I need to prepare for? And then it's just been out of my mind until like, about half an hour before.
Yeah.
So for me to prepare for the before anxiety, it's the procrastinate the fact that it's happening. So I disassociate for sure.
Oh, same. Yeah. I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
During, I just try my best to actually listen and when it's, like
Be present.
be
Yeah.
present, really.
yeah.
Like if this isn't a good trait or bad trait, it just is.
Yeah.
For me, it's one of those like, if I feel like I have something that could actually add value, then I'll say something. But otherwise, I'm just kind of in my head listening and interpreting. And then after, I just try to tell myself there's people in my life who love me and it's okay if I made a mistake.
Yeah.
I like to list everything I said wrong after.
I do it in my head.
That's the
I do in
worst.
my head,
See,
yeah.
I always tell myself, okay, and I have bombed a couple things, like really bombed. And I know you're looking at me like,
know,
no,
like,
you
I
didn't,
don't believe
but
it.
I did.
I don't believe it.
And all I can say to myself is I don't ever have to do that again.
Yeah.
Never. I don't ever have to do it again. I don't ever have to listen to it. Don't listen to yourself. That's another
been having to do that.
key like tip.
Yes.
Is
bad
just
for
don't
you.
ever listen.
I don't. I mean, I edit the podcast, but I don't think I've ever listened to a episode like just because I wanted to listen to
Oh,
it.
no.
Why would
Like,
you? That's just straight torture.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Listening to
can't.
yourself talk, there's no way.
But it was, I will say, I have one of my really good friends who I had on the podcast really early on. I was just like, I met him because he was on the podcast, my friend Riley Connors, and I went and listened to that episode because Andrea had him on Spokast because she had a crush on him.
Cutie.
and then I like was listening to that episode. I was like, oh man, this is actually really good. I could see why people listen to this. So I
Goes both ways.
I do know that when I'm doing, I don't have any anxiety about podcasting or before or after, like or during. It's just like what it now has become is the anxiety of like people reacting to it, because now people have started reacting to like some of the podcasts that I'm on, and I'm like, I do have to like, and that's like maybe a couple of comments here or there, but if it was like I was getting comments all the time, I don't know if I could do this.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those things that's just like getting any type of feedback. Like I was just like, I should maybe check my Google reviews. Like I don't ever check that, but I was like, why would I want to check that? I could have a negative review on there and I didn't even know about it.
And if you have good intention and a good heart behind your choices, then,
yeah. This has been, I love talking to you both, and this is, I love reconnecting with you. How can people find out more about Maker and Made, and what are you up to next?
Yeah. We're looking to take on more Amazon work. So that's been really fun, coming up with campaigns with the team. So reaching out to companies and doing some additional A+ content. We're always open for local work. We love working with our local businesses.
Yeah.
So if you need any packaging, design, website, you can definitely check us out. Our website is makerandmade.com. And then we're also on Instagram. So you can find us there.
Nice. How do we? I was gonna.
I was like, is it my turn?
I was gonna say, like, what's going on with SIMBA? This will be coming out in the beginning of April.
Okay. Yeah.
So what is going on with SIMBA right now?
In SIMBA, everything's going on. We are doing our first SIMBA circus on May 16th at the Guardian. So that's exciting. We're doing all the planning now. It's going to be a bunch of aerial performances. Electric Photoland's going to be there. Food, drinks, just really fun. Maybe Robin will do some aerial. I don't know.
Oh, she
Rooting
for
for
sure
it.
has
All
to
right,
do
that's what I'm
aerial.
telling her. She's like on the fence. I'm like, you got to do something. So lots of costumes, a lot of outfits. So that'll be May 16th, and then just we're always building up our YouTube channel with a lot of content on that. Live local. INW is always doing fun stuff. And then memberships as well. If you want to join and become part of SIMBA, we have a fun little discount code. It's pod15. That means you made it to the end of this podcast and you get a discount.
Congratulations.
Yes. So you can be a SIMBA member like Millie and Britt. And so SIMBA's, we're doing a lot of stuff. But you can find everything out on SpokaneIndependent.org.
Yeah.
And,
You can also just, you've sent me invites to come to events that I don't know if you meant to send me. Did you send them to everybody?
I just send them to everyone.
Yeah, I was like, saw this on my calendar yesterday.
Yeah,
I'm
there's
like,
one on Friday morning, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have
SIMBA mornings.
Coffee meetup.
Oh.
On Monday morning. This will not be going.
But this is like every Friday?
Friday. No. Just
okay.
like we try and do one every quarter.
Oh.
I'll have one. Yeah. This time we're doing coffee. Maybe we'll do cocktails next quarter. But just hang out and like meet and talk to SIMBA members at Meeting House at 7:30. Well, 8.
Yeah, rough early.
I'm not a morning person.
Me either. That's why
I'd
I missed
rather
the
do a
last
cocktail hour. And I'm like, but I
I'm a
know a
morning
lot of people
person
like
alone.
mornings. Yeah.
So
Brittany.
One question about the circus. Is it a fundraiser for SIMBA?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're going to be doing silent auction, all that fun stuff. But it's going to be no paddle one and no boring chicken, and that's our joke around the office. no boring
chicken.
Fundraiser chicken, and it's going to be really fun. Like we'll have catering, popcorn, cotton candy, lots of fun stuff.
Awesome. Well,
Maybe a lion.
A lion?
Yeah, we're going to try and get a
real
lion. Maybe lion.
I was going to say don't be lying. Oh, I get it because it's SIMBA.
Roar.
Man. Oh, I was
like, we need a lion.
You do have to have a lion at
Or
a circus.
someone will dress up as a lion.
You can go collaborate with Cattails.
They're actually a SIMBA member.
Oh, perfect.
They.
I don't think they can just take lions out of the cages, but
so. But they did donate to our silent auction already,
nice.
a little
Awesome.
package to go and hang
Yeah.
out with lions and stuff.
That's cool.
Well, well, thank you, Millie, Britt, for being
Thank you,
on
guys.
In the Den, and I'm sure I'll be interviewing you in the next 4 years sometime.
Deal. We'll look forward to it. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Awesome.